Hey, hey, lovely people. Welcome to the Barter Black Podcast. I'm your host, Daphne Marie, and this is our third episode. Thank you for tuning in. Today, I'm thrilled to be joined by Victoria Walker, the incredible CEO and CTO of Vivify Solutions. Her company is all about bringing originality and innovation to both small businesses and big enterprises through affordable, high quality software development, design, marketing, and maintenance. Vivify also champions compassionate values like inclusion, mentorship, and community building through scholarships and support for at risk youth. We're diving deep with Victoria into her tech journey, how she built Vivify from the ground up, and how she's blending business with social impact. Let's go ahead and get into it. Victoria, hey.
Hi, how are you? Thanks for the wonderful
I am
introduction.
doing- Thank you, thank you. So let's talk about your journey. It began repairing electronics at the age of 16 in Camden, New Jersey, leading you to where you are today. What sparked that initial curiosity and how did it shape your path into founding Vivify Solutions?
Oh yeah, that's like a great first question for sure. I started fixing phones in middle school randomly. My brother was the spoiled one of us all, and he always had the newest phone, and he would just break one and then get another one. And so I had like one of his phones, and I was like, "Hey, can I have this?" And my mom was like, "If you can fix it, you can have it." And that's literally what started everything because I took the assignment very seriously. I took the phone apart, learned how to fix it. And then in high school, I was working at this modeling kiosk, and the guy was walking by with like iPhones on his shirt that were like dripping pink colors. And I was like, "What's that?" And he's like, "Oh, I fix phones." And I was like, "Really? I know how to fix a phone," being me. And he's like, "Let me see." So I was like, "Okay." And I went over there one day, I fixed the phone, and then he's like, "Okay, cool, you're hired." And it paid way more than what I was doing at the modeling kiosk. So I skedaddled, I went over there, and then I worked there for a couple years in high school. And once they shut down, I was like, I think I need to go to school for electronics engineering so I can like keep making some money doing what I've already been doing. And so I went to ITT Tech, and I went there for a little bit, did robotics, did some electronics engineering design, and then I actually ended up doing one software engineering class, and I absolutely hated it. And then once I graduated from there, they shut down for loan fraud. So ITT is no longer there. And from there, I was just like, I have an app idea. I should develop my own app. Tried to develop my own app. Started realizing while doing research for that a lot of people were trying to develop their own apps, but it was so expensive, and they always went overseas where it was $10 or $15, but they were taking 2 years to develop apps for them. And it was always the same story. Like, yeah, they've been doing it for 2 years, and I'm trying to get the code now, and they're holding it hostage, and they want more money, and they just want more money, and I don't know what's going on. So I was like, I should start my own business developing mobile apps for people who really can't afford to develop mobile apps in the first place because it should be accessible. So my original target audience was Black folk like me who didn't come from money and didn't have parents' money to help them build their ideas into real ideas. So I was like, I can be the founder who is a software engineer at some point and is running a software business based on experience, or I could just start one now, which at this point was like 2015, and I could just run a business and figure it all out as I go. So I decided to become a software engineer first. I've been a software engineer for over like maybe 8 years plus, and then I started the business about 3 to 4 years ago.
Okay, okay. So Vivify's mission emphasizes originality and innovation while being affordable. Hold on a second. How do you balance cutting edge technology with accessibility for small businesses and individuals?
Yeah, so I think for me, it's all about the cutting edge technology now, of course, is going to be like AI. And then we have our full stack software engineering, where it's like a lot of people are trying to do shortcuts in mobile app development. And they're kind of taking advantage of the people who can't afford software engineers. So they're like, hey, you can develop an app really quickly and really cheaply. Just go on here and pay me $200 a month. But they don't get all the features that they want. when they want to move off of that platform, they can't take their code with them. So for me, I'm like, I want to build you your customized software engineering, give you everything you deserve, and do it affordably. So originally, I was doing, you could pay me partially in cash, you could pay me some in equity if they went through this product discovery phase with me, where I truly believed and helped them like expand on their vision of, this is just a mobile app idea versus this is a business idea. So I help them turn it into a
Mhm.
business idea, and then I offer them equity and partial cash payments.
Okay. So your services span everything from iOS, Android, web development to UI, UX design, marketing strategy, app maintenance, and even funding assistance. How do you ensure your team stays agile and expert across the diverse offerings?
Yeah, so it's as we're building it up, we're figuring out who we need in each role. So like finding help is hard, but also having the money as a startup to get all the help is hard. So I have a lot of experience spanning across like government, spanning across fintech startups, and then I also have a corporate experience. And so throughout all three of those experiences, I've run into UI UX designers, I've run into product owners, I've run into project managers. Even in some of my roles, I am all of those roles, because in startups, you don't just code, you do everything. So because I've done so much software development throughout my career, I'm actually using the knowledge that I have from each and every single one of those roles to like help people help me. So there's students who are in college for product management, marketing, design, software engineering. So I offer them 3 to 6 month internships, and we're just helping each other out. So I'm mentoring them and I'm helping them learn what day to day is like in a real world job. And in return, they're helping me implement my processes and document my processes so that whoever does onboard afterwards understands everything to do in each of those roles. So we're not really focused on profit right now in my business. We're really more focused on the the processes and making sure that every role is able to operate and has what they need to operate efficiently.
That's awesome. I love that. So, in your About section, you talk about building healthy work environments and using business to uplift communities through mentorships and scholarships. So, can you share a specific example or success story from one of those initiatives?
Yeah, I actually can. So, I mean, scholarships, I'm not, I don't really do scholarships. I do internships. Success stories, definitely. So, recently my first internships were held from this year, January to June, and we have a lot of students here who maybe have been, so I had this one product manager. She's great. She worked phenomenally. She always asked the right questions. And throughout the internship, I would try to like encourage them, like, hey, like if you're not asking questions, and that means like, we're all not, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, but also you're not learning. You can't deliver if you don't know what you're doing. So it seems like you're not doing anything, but maybe you might be struggling. So I made sure I kind of fostered an environment where they knew, like, I don't expect you to know everything in this role. And so once I figured, I did do feedback with them. And then when I got feedback from her, one of her specific feedbacks was, I don't think everyone else knows that they can ask questions here. And I was like, I never thought of that. So once I started really letting them know, like, hey, you don't have to know everything, they started asking more questions and they really started learning. And so for her, when her takeaways were, a lot of people tell her that her asking a lot of questions puts her in this like masculine energy, and, she should like be more quiet and be more soft and be more reserved. And she said working for me really helped her find her voice again and feel comfortable with speaking up and asking questions and giving her ideas, because her ideas were always great, but she was so quiet for a while. So just giving people their voices back was definitely like a great takeaway. She's now applying for jobs, and I think she actually got a job offer already And then I have a couple other people who are actually working for me. So not only do they do internships for me, but now they actually work for me. I couldn't hire them on a full-time basis, but I hired them contractually. So now they freelance so they're still getting experience and they're getting paid for it. And they can go out and they get recommendations from me. They get exposure on LinkedIn from me. So it really just comes full circle for us so far. And we're working on getting other people roles within other companies.
Love it. And helping somebody get their voice back is like a big thing, especially nowadays, especially women. So
Especially women.
yep, you've earned certifications from Raviture's full stack training to an Appian developer
Mhm.
certification, along with earlier technical schooling. How have these experiences influenced how you lead Vivify's tech and product development?
That's a great question. So, with my certifications, I never got certifications to get my job. Like, I mainly taught myself. I mainly just did research on my own, and I worked for different small businesses for free. So, I think if anything from those certifications, I learned that like you can't just get a certification and then get a job. It doesn't work like that. So, for me, I mean, at least in my product development, if you have a certification, that's great. But I want to see, I really don't care about the credentials. I care about you, your mindset, your critical thinking. If you come to me and you say, hey, I want to do X, Y, and Z with this application, or I want to help you, with the marketing of this, or I want to help you with the social media of this, I'm going to say, well, what can I do differently? Because at the end of the day, if I'm hiring people to help me execute product marketing, product strategy, UI, UX design, I don't know everything. I don't know what I should ask you for. So you should be able to come to me and be like, hey, as your UI UX design person, I recommend that this person get this branding kit and here's why. Or I recommend this product development, here's why. The certification is not really gonna sell me. It's mostly the experience. So I pour that. I mean, I think people would much more appreciate that I find experienced people who love what they do and are always doing more research to figure out how to do their job better than to just hire the credentialed people.
I agree. That experience speaks volumes. The certifications just
Yes,
let you charge more. That's what those are
exactly.
for. As
Yeah.
both CEO and CTO, you wear dual hats. What challenges come with leading both the business strategy and the technical roadmap? And how do you navigate
Ugh,
them?
yes. It's hard because I can't really have my hand in everything, and that's why I love Barter Black because I'm trying to, like, pull back. I have to really battle myself to figure out where I am going to really pour into and where I'm going to outsource, because so far, I've been leading the technical strategy and I've been leading the business strategy, and I've noticed that there are seasons where I do one more than the other. So if I'm pouring a lot into the technical side and making sure all the engineering is up and running, then the business side is not getting poured into, which means I'm not looking for new clientele. I'm not documenting operations. It's always one or the other. If I'm pouring into the business, then I'm not really able to pour into the engineering piece of things. So I really can't do both long term, and that's why I'm looking to get more help so that I can step back and wear one hat and appoint someone to wear the other, someone I truly trust that has like the same thought process when it comes to engineering, or even better, right? Like if I can find someone more experienced in the engineering aspect, then I can focus on the vision of the business and making sure the culture is what I want it to be, make sure the people are in place, make sure the sales and marketing are in place. And I think I'm more useful there because I am the visionary.
So I'm gonna throw in a question that I didn't have just based off of what you just said. So you said the culture. Define that, what that means to you and your business for me and for the audience.
Yeah, yeah. The culture for me and my business, it's everyone who I've been a Black woman in the workforce for over a decade now. So I've been the person who didn't feel like I could speak up because every time I spoke up, it was just shut down and ignored. And then they would come back up with that idea later, and then it would be someone else's idea. There was like, I couldn't ask questions because I felt like I had to know everything already. It was siloed. So like even virtually working, no one was like interacting with each other, and you're literally just on your computer and you don't know anyone that you're working with. So for me, the culture is whether we're working remotely, whether we're working in person, I want everyone to feel one supported, like they're not doing anything alone or like they're supposed to know every single thing that they're supposed to do. I want them to feel like this is not like some person where I can't have a personality. Like we come into our meetings and we chat and I'm like, hey, you're a human being. How was your weekend? I remember things about the people that are working for me. I'm like, okay, I remember you said you like to work out. Like, what are these workouts like for you? Or have you tried this? Like the culture is very, it's not really hierarchical as much as it is we're just here together as people trying to get the job done. So what does that look like? Okay, you had a family emergency, that's fine. Take the time that you need. For me, I just ask that everybody like communicates with each other. You don't have to be scared to speak your mind here or have an emergency here. Everything is okay. And so even with the interns that I'm getting, like I don't want because you talk different or because you're seemingly from somewhere else, it's like obvious that you don't belong here. No, you belong here and everyone here is going to grow in their professionalism together versus, hey, yeah, when you get here, you have to have it all together. Like we're still learning. Like we'll figure it out together for sure. And we're also very transparent here. So I know a lot of software development companies, they hold a lot of code hostage and they take advantage of the non-technical tech founders. And so they just bombard them with all these services. They're like, here, yeah, I'm gonna get you this and I'm gonna get you this. And so the app ends up costing them thousands of dollars a month right in the beginning, and they don't even know why. From the very beginning, I let my clients have access to every single account we create under their name. I say, hey, these are your options. This is $100 a month. This is $600 a month. Both will work. Just understand you have to migrate when you start to scale. Like I give them all the transparent details. I give them all the access to their accounts. We're not holding anything hostage. Like it's just not a culture of we're just trying to get your money. We're actually
Mhm.
your partner in whatever you're trying to do. And I think that kind of sets us apart from a lot of development agencies is that we're not just like, yeah, pay $10,000 for 30 hours a month. Like, no, it's like, here's what we can do in this amount of hours. What do you want to prioritize? So we're working with other people's budget as well.
Okay. That leads good into my next question. Many tech companies overlook the maintenance and evolution phase. Vivify emphasizes app upgrades, performance optimization, and analytics. Why is that ongoing work so central to your vision?
Yes, because we all know that technology it just expands and it just changes like this, like it's super fast. And so when you pay $50,000, $100,000 for a mobile app, you've poured all your money into this and you're like, this is my baby and I believe in this. It's not fair that once the app developer is done with it, they just pause you and they're like, okay, I'm done with that, out of sight, out of mind, and technology is growing. So if I developed this app for you and it had a normal sign in and it was like email and password sign in, but then 6 months later, people are moving over to biometrics, right? We can sign into our apps with our fingerprints now. You're going to want to have to update that, right? So I don't want to leave you hanging to a point where you have an outdated app that no one can use anymore. And also there's agreements that have to go into every month. Apple is updating their agreements and you have to go on and you have to accept all of those agreements or they will take your app out of the app store. Or like there's like, and these are things that our clients don't know about. So it's really kind of messed up to leave them high and dry. Then there's like analytics, right? Yeah, we can put an app out there, but that doesn't mean that the one app you put out, as soon as you put it out, it's going to hit. There's going to be features that people don't like. There's going to be features that people like more than others. You might have to redesign the app because you realize that your initial design is kind of outdated. So it's just an ongoing thing. And it doesn't make sense that okay, yeah, let me take your money. I'll build this initially. And then when you're ready, you got to come back and I got to requote you another 20,000 or you got to go find a new developer because I'm booked and busy and I don't have time to update your app. No, we're your partner throughout the entire cycle of the app. We're going to help you with your marketing strategy. We're going to work with them. If they say, hey, for the marketing strategy, we actually need to, send out notifications or have a pop up in the app that gives people 50% off. We're going to make sure that we can put those things in those apps for you that keep your strategy moving, going, and keep your app relevant.
Love it, love it, love it, love it. Looking ahead, what emerging technologies like AI, Web3, or something else, because I'm sure there's a million of them, excite you the most, and how might Vivify integrate them into future services?
You said which one excites me the most? What was before Web3?
Web3, or know what else is coming or on the horizon or even out there. I'm a techie person, but not super tech. I can figure it out. But which one
You
excites you the
you might
most?
have to repeat
And
the
how
question.
might Vivify integrate? Looking ahead, what emerging
Okay.
technologies, for example, AI or Web3 or something else, excites you the most? And how might Vivify integrate them into future services?
Yes. So obviously AI excites me the most because there's so much capability in it. So at my day job, I've actually been learning a lot about building AI agents, which is super helpful for my clients because we can build our own AI agents versus constantly having to pay more money to utilize other people's API AI agents. So I'm very much looking forward to expanding the technology of all my clients' apps utilizing AI agents. I think they're just super powerful. They can do so much. So, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. And I mean, everyone's going to want to create mobile apps now. And so to be able to create a mobile app built powered by AI is very strategic for a lot of people's startups. So I'm grateful to be able to like have that expertise and that knowledge and still be able to offer them that at a decent price versus like there's going to be a lot of people taking advantage of, oh, it's AI. I'm charging you extra because AI is expensive. No, I'm like the person who's gonna be so genuine about it, like, I'm not really going for the profit of it, I'm going for, "I wanna support your idea, how can I do that?" So, I definitely wanna make sure that people, get their fair share of being able to utilize AI in their products without being overcharged.
That's great. What advice would you give to other aspiring Black women or underrepresented individuals who dream of starting their own tech or software company?
I would say fear, don't do the fear thing. Imposter syndrome, none of it. I think my biggest thing was being scared to do all of my first steps. And then after I did all my first steps, and I did fail, you're gonna fail at maybe everything you try the first time you try it at first. And sometimes you might try something for the first time and you will succeed, but I failed a lot and I was scared of failing. So it took me longer to start certain things. And then I kind of realized the sooner I start it, the sooner I can fail and the sooner I can get better. That's like my thing now. So now I kind of attack things. I don't really let the fear get to me. I'm like, oh my God, what if I can't do this? Oh my God, what if I can't do that? You're going to try it and maybe you can't do it, but you're going to figure out in that process what you can do. So if you're looking at starting something, I would say just take your first step, figure out what that looks like. Ask people around you, like really go out into the world and like say, hey, oh wow, I see that you have an agency. What does it take to start an agency? And then start collecting notes for what applies to what you're trying to do.
All right, that's good. So I was concerned about us running out of time because we got a little late start, but we making good time. So lastly,
Oh, that's
and
good.
I'll probably think of something else while you talking. What's one bold goal you have for Vivify Solutions in the next 5 years? And how can our audience support you or get involved?
For the next 5 years, wow, I'm over here thinking like the next year. So the next 5 years, I mean, Vivify has at least, I want to do a tech center in Africa. So most of my software engineers that I do hire contracting, like I try to hire them in Africa because it's like, let's be honest, like a lot of us are going to outsource because it is very expensive to hire here right now. And as a startup, I don't have 200K to pay a software engineer, right? I can't even pay myself that much to quit my day job. But I can like afford to do like software engineering overseas. And a lot of people are going over to India. And I'm like, I mean, that's cool. Argentina, that's cool. But I don't want to overlook the talent that's in Africa. So I would love to start a tech center over there. And I think my plan for that is like obviously to get a couple of contracts here in the States, whether it be government, whether it be like some corporate, or whether it be like a government local community contract where I can have enough money to expand and start hiring talent overseas, because ultimately being able to hire good affordable talent overseas will help me keep my prices affordable for people here, small businesses, people who don't come from money. So I guess as far as like how the Barter Black community can support me. I mean, Barter Black in general, like if you are in marketing or sales, if you're really good with like finding requests for proposals, or you just see a request for a proposal, like obviously like shoot that over to me. Or if you're in marketing or sales and you're really good at that, then let's barter, right? On Barter Black, like I can build websites, I can help with branding guides, I can help set up automations for a lot of businesses. So on top of app development, like we're doing technology solutions as a whole. Whatever technology solution a business needs, I'm able to offer that. So we definitely can barter in that aspect to help make sure that like, we're able to get some contracts and hire some outside talent and ultimately open up that tech center in Africa somewhere. I've been trying to figure out which states, so I gotta go, or which countries, so I gotta go over and visit. But yeah, ultimately, like let's take some talent back to our heritage,
That gives me another question. And I was going to ask you this before that last one. What developing apps, are you developing them for businesses in other countries, or have you just done the US for now?
Yeah, for now, I've mainly done the US. I think it's like a really good market to make sure I'm able to like tap into. If I can help develop successful apps for the American market, then any other markets, I'm sure we could tackle pretty successfully. So right now, it's just in the US.
Hey, is there anything else you wanted to talk about while we on here?
Um, No, I mean, I feel like we hit a lot. Like we started like, okay, how did this start? Like, what are your goals for it? How does it operate? I think if anyone has any questions about technology solutions, if anyone has questions about like what it looks like to build a mobile app product, like what's that process looking like? If anyone needs help, like if people are trying to like break into the tech industry, like I love to give back. I love to make sure like I'm teaching the kiddies how to code. Like I'm making sure the college students have like internships, and I really spend a lot of my time like giving back. So, feel free to ask for any questions. But I definitely plan on like this year for Vivify scaling a little bit and getting a couple of like contracts solidified. So, of course, I would ask that if anyone hears of anything or has any like needs any help with anything, like think of me. I definitely have your best interest at heart when it comes to technology solutions.
Tell them where they can find you, Victoria, real quick on
Yes.
social.
So you can find me, Victoria Walker, on LinkedIn. You'll find me obviously under Vivify Solutions. My website is www.vivifysolutions.net. And then I have social media profiles. So my tech page is Six Figure Techie. You spell the word six out, Techie with an IE. And I'm pretty active on there if anyone needs any help with anything or has any questions.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Victoria, for joining us and sharing your story. You're really showing us how tech and community can come together in powerful ways. And for my listeners, I'm Daphne Marie. Through the Chic Glamma lifestyle brand, I help midlife women rebrand their lives and their style so they can step into their next chapter with confidence. And with Chic Support Solutions, I provide luxury business management and notary concierge services for entrepreneurs who want to who want their back end handled with ease. So, whether it's your lifestyle or your business, I'm here to help you level up. Thanks for tuning in to the Black Barter Podcast. Until next time, keep bartering brilliance.